How's it going? My name is William, and this is my so-called life.
Get the most fun out of life, out of being a mother and wife, with new fashion excitement that's all created by you. On your new Touch and Sew
Sewing machine by Singer.
Touch and Sew.
Another first from Singer.
Be the girl with the golden touch on your new Singer Golden Touch and Sew machine. Dozens of exclusive features, like this new built-in needle threader for the golden slant needle and the push-button bobbin that winds right in the machine. What a wonderful new feeling. You can do all three kinds of sewing: straight, zigzag, and chain stitch.
Touch and Sew, the push-button bobbin way.
Come sew on one at your Singer Center. Choose from 5 Touch and Sew models from $149.95.
What's new for tomorrow
Is at Singer today.
They're just-touching Touchtronic memory machines.
Incredible.
I'm Polly Bergen. Only Singer makes machines this easy to use. Touch. The memory remembers your stitch pattern instantly. Touchtronic speed control remembers to adjust your fabric thickness.
What about basting?
Touch. Great. You can forget about your sewing machine and concentrate on sewing. The Touchtronic memory machine family. Come take a test, Touch.
You know what's really funny? Skating in the gym is literally my happy place. That is where I go to be alone and mind my own business. Hello, welcome to my so-called life. My name is William, and this is the House of Sewing. I hope everybody's having a good Saturday night. Hello, Alibaba. How's it going? Great to see you. Kilroy, if you're still there, hello. To anybody watching in the future, thank you. I thank you. There's quite a few people who watch this in the replay, so you guys are awesome. And before I get to any of the festivities. Let's just get this out of the way early. This program is for entertainment purposes only, and its content is not intended to malign any religion, lack thereof, race, company, individuals, or wigs. All opinions expressed by my so-called life and program participants are solely their personal views and do not reflect the personal views of every single human being on planet Earth. I hope everybody has a great evening flying my so-called life airlines. If you're having a bad day, if you need an Activia, we have exits on both sides. I'm scared of the and it's gonna be awesome. As you can tell by the thumbnail, I am already around the moon having a great day. But we do malign toupees because nobody wants to be George Costanza. When I was a kid, I wanted to smoke cigars like George Burns. I wanted to be like George Burns, but then I realized cigars are worse than cigarettes. And nobody wants to be. Nobody sets out in life and says, I want to be like George Costanza. Just ends up that way sometimes. Welcome. I hope everybody's having a good evening. Shocker, I went to the swap meet. I didn't go as crazy as I normally do, but I did buy quite a few things. And is this a head? It's a head. This has to be a head. It has the mannequin thing on it. It's got the hook on the back. This has to be a head. Let's test it out. This is a room of hats. That's a head. I saw this. There's what I call junk vendors at the swap meet. They're everywhere, where it's just stuff sprawled out on a table, and it's everywhere. And I saw this, and I was like, that has to be a mannequin head. It even has the hook, just like me. I have to measure this thing to see if we're the same size. I'm gonna laugh if we are. But this is yet another crazy purchase. I doubt it because I have a giant head. This is yet another crazy purchase at the swap meet. I was standing out at the porch at 5 p.m. My time smoking, drinking coffee, and thinking, I wonder what he's doing at this swap meet. Oh, it's actually not too far off from my head. Cool. Buying insane things, just buying absolutely insane things. I don't like that. I don't like the new headband. I'm trying to think. And I bought vinyl thinking I was going to make clothes out of it, but I might end up redoing I have a card table from my grandmother's house that was the kids' table. If you were a kid in my family, you sat at that table. Yay! Hello. Great to see you, Joy. We do have the same hairdo. I know this is a shocker to no one, but I have quite a few practice heads in here, and I have quite a few of those weird foam heads as well, and one with hair. It's the strangest thing. That's one of those new those new thing ones with the numbers. It is. I looked it up and I was like, okay, I know what this is. There it is. This is definitely new age. I still might, but I don't know. I've made no secret that I live in the high desert. It gets extremely hot here. So you know what the problem is? The problem is that I get this for such an affordable price. Yay! Hello, hello. Absolute new pin cushion. I have quite a few. You know what? Before I get to that, let's see if I can find them. There's quite a few in this room. It's actually hard to remember where half of them are. I've had this one for a while. This one actually was a hilarious story. Quit talking about extreme hot. You're gonna make me jealous. It gets it's been raining lately. And this morning at the SWAT meet, I love going to the San Fernando Valley SWAT meet. If you live in the area, go contribute. Go to the San Fernando Valley SWAT meet. It's an awesome experience. It's a madhouse on Sundays, but it's fun on Saturdays. But it was overcast this morning and raining, like almost raining on my way there. People were kind of standing around. They're like, what time of year is it? I have no idea. People were literally beside themselves because people showed up in shorts, short sleeve shirts, expecting it to be fair weather. And it was cold this morning. But eventually the sun came out. But it was funny because we're not used to weather. We're actually having 4 seasons this year. I have this. I've had this for a very long time. And no, I've never brushed the hair. I have a couple other foam heads around here somewhere, but there's so much stuff in here. You know. But I'm actually excited for my new hat holder. Absolutely, it is a new pin cushion, and I'm gonna start making headbands like it's 1997 again. When I was younger, I would rock Nike headbands or like certain back when I had hair, and it was a style. I think I need to make a headband or two. I watched this YouTube channel. It's called Earn Your Leisure, and they dress like Ninja Turtles. They wear these giant headbands. I've made a few just watching that channel. All right, so let me get to the vinyl. So to anyone who remembers this print, you're awesome. This is so 1980s, it's not even funny. Or, early 90s, whatever you want to call it. I bought a ton of this thinking it was cloth, but it's really vinyl. And you know what? I might make a shirt out of it. I'm really thinking about making a shirt out of this. Man, this is heavy. Let me back up so I can hold it. But this is a crazy print. This reminds me of I can't say that because that person was canceled. This is an absolute awesome print. But it's vinyl and it's heavy. So I might redo the old coffee table just for nostalgia. Yay. The group Loverboy made the headband so popular. I probably have a few floating around. I made quite a few headbands watching that channel. They look like Ninja Turtles. And I'm here all day for the Ninja Turtle look. That looks like the coach bus seat. Yes, I am here. I am here for that. This does kind of look like a Greyhound bus seat. This kind of does look like a Greyhound bus seat. And before you turn your nose up, I've been on quite a few Greyhound voyages from Los Angeles to Seattle a bunch of times, Los Angeles to Oregon a bunch of times. I took the Greyhound to Texas a bunch. Fun times. Maybe a raincoat. I like that you have quite a bit. I like that idea, Alibaba. See, I like that. I was thinking about going full cape again too, like full cape, because every time I watch my opening now, it reminds me back when I used to care, and that my coat had full buttons and cape and everything. So it's time to get back to that. I bought a bunch of t-shirts, but they're washing right now. A while ago, I made a hoodie of this weird print that was the Lady of Guadalupe. It reminded me of a Kenti print that I had, and it gets a weird attention when I wear it. So I, of course, phone down. I bought 5 yards of this. So I'm probably gonna go full outfit, make a pair of pants. I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided which direction I'm gonna go with this. Let me my clasp came off on my phone. You know, on a real note though, I don't know what I'm gonna do without the dollar store. All these weird clamps and clasps and all these weird phone holders in here. I got them from the dollar store. And now that they're all completely closed, at least on my side of town, where am I going to get all my cheap holsters? Raincoat is an excellent idea, especially with something as thick as that vinyl. You know, I think one of the reasons I go to this vendor too is because it's just a giant mound of fabric. And he told me, like, because they have conversations in Spanish, and I just sit there like acting like I have no idea what they're saying. and he was like, you know, we usually charge $4 a yard. He's telling the young guy, we usually charge $4 a yard, but give this guy $2 a yard. And I was like, oh, I'll take this too. This is definitely drapes or something, but I can I can cut that. But this reminds me of the 90s. The print reminds me of the 90s. You're gonna buy all the cheap shit off of Amazon. Oh wait, you already do. Oh, that reminds me. Where's my phone? Where is my phone? And where is the last patch that I ordered? Thank you for reminding me, Kilroy. I ordered a patch, and they are not playing. They come fast. That one's okay. If it doesn't arrive tonight, I'll be okay. Oh, so this print is hilarious. This is probably gonna be the first thing that I sew on. I haven't decided if I want the design to go like this or if I want it to go like this. But this definitely reminds me of like a 1990s print. And before anybody sends me hate mail, these are drapes. And I don't think that they're from any particular culture besides America. Because I get a lot of hate mail. I get a lot of hate mail from people telling me that I am the meaning of cultural appropriation. So disclaimer. Awesome. And I purchased a couple of oopsies, but you know, when you have a problem, admitting it is the first step. Oopsie Mountain is growing. I think tonight I should make something, but I had plans for something else, but I can't remember. But before we get there, you know, there's always crazy stuff that happens in everyday life where you're like, is this real? In my neighborhood, we have trash can inspections, which we've never had before. We have never had these before. And I walked outside and I'm like, what are these on all of the trash cans? And I only took these off of my trash can. but it kind of made me laugh because somebody got paid to go through the garbage. And they probably they probably make $100,000 a year. Where can I get the trash inspection job? I'm not kidding you. You think I'm joking, and I don't care if I dox myself, and I'm not doxing myself. I'm not. Okay. So on my it is weird. It is weird. So on my garbage can, I got a good job. No contaminants whatsoever. The guy's lucky I wasn't out there because I would have opened it up and been like, what? But on my recycle barrel, I was violated. I got a violation for throwing away. Apparently, pillows are considered garbage. I thought it was recyclable. Write me up for it. I almost failed a garbage can inspection. It was the strangest thing. And it even says here, white cart inspections, California state law, blah, 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 requires jurisdictions to monitor garbage recycling, organic carts to minimize contamination. Burotech inspectors will begin reviewing and photographing cart context for prohibited material. They're going to be taking, you can tell I didn't read this earlier. Please review the what goes where guide on the back of this card for reminders of acceptable items. I'm moving to the country. I'm moving. I am moving. Your greasy ass pillows are only fit for the bonfire. I got 50-50 on my trash can inspection. That's insane. My a B minus. You'll have to build a better understanding to not contaminate. See, I can't even talk about it without laughing. And you know what? I was mid coffee, so I kind of laughed. But I almost failed a tree. And now reading this, they have the right to take pictures of my garbage. Go ahead, Bird Tech. Wow, what a world. Oh man, wow. They're go out there they are. It's insane. You didn't get a D, you got 50%. That's an F. I just think it's crazy that they're inspecting my trash cans and they're flat out saying that they're going to take pictures if there's a violation. When I was a painter, they would have called the cops on me. I used to discard all kinds of weird stuff in my recycler, but I'm not a painter every day, so they have nothing to worry about. Man, this new company is not joking. They are not joking. Oh, man, you can do some weightlifting with this. Oh, I still can't believe that we have trash inspectors. And like I said, I guarantee you they get paid $100,000 a year. While the infrastructure of where I live is utterly and completely crumbling. But we have trash inspectors. You know what this means? You got to save all your trash and go out to the real desert and burn it. No, that's way illegal. People do that. That's way illegal. What they do is they give you an absorbent fine that makes you never want to do that again. I should, though. I can't believe my trash is being inspected. It's just weird. It's one of those weird things because I'm a bit old school. And so when things like that happen, I'm like, money could have been the money allocated for this particular program could have been used in a better way. That's all I'm saying. Good grief. You know what? I'm going to make a shirt out of this. We'll see how much material I have. Let's sew something. Give the trash inspector something to talk about. Oh. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. My town is extremely yuppie. So it's just it goes right. It's actually par for course that we have trash inspectors. But if I catch somebody taking pictures, of my garbage, I reserve the right to be like, "What are you doing? Hey, hey." Oh man, I feel sorry for the kid that I catch taking pictures of my trash. Oh. You should make the wackiest, kinkiest stuff and put it in the recycle bin. Make them never want to look in your trash again. I was thinking about going to the local sex shop and just be like, "Can I get all your boxes?" And there's a place in my town that has been here. It's one of those wacky shops where before the internet you could buy crazy shirts and stuff. It's been there for over 40 years and they're like a part of my town. So they would give me all the crazy boxes and stuff. But I'm sure they're having the same problem with the trash inspectors. It's just strange to me. What a world that we live in, that we have bigger fish to fry. And in my town, which is not Podunk, I live in LA County. There is more people in my town, I guarantee you, than in all of Kansas. And we have trash inspectors. It's crazy. Oh. Boo on you, Bird Tech, or however you say that. Oh, we'll take care of it and send our inspectors. All right, let's make something. I really like this pattern, and I'm trying to add color to my wardrobe, so why not? Let's see which direction I want to fold this in. Perfect. So next week, I may take Wednesday off. I might take Wednesday off because I've been talking about going on an adventure, and it's time to go on an adventure. So if you don't see me on Wednesday, or if I'm live streaming from some undisclosed location, should we take care of you? Not in the good way, the mafia way. There we go. I figured it out. The trash mafia is moving on. The sewing mafia. You know, it's really funny. Actually, it's a big deal. There's a landfill by my house that poisoned a bunch of people. There's this huge lawsuit, and I think that's why people are vying for my area right now, because that particular company is about to completely go under. Ugh. Trash contracts are huge. Do you know the guy who drives the trash truck? It always makes me laugh. Like, if you ever put your nose up, at least where I live, at the guy who drives the trash truck, they make over $100,000 a year. It's big business where I'm from. There are waiting lists for people who want to work, at the dump, because first you have to start as a sorter. And I know this because I was like, "Hey, how do you drive the truck?" Because I have a certain license, but they make a ton of money. So in no way, shape, or form am I making fun of, poking my nose at the trash people. You guys need to get your stuff together because you have trash inspectors. And you're gonna judge me the next time I make a furry coat and you open you open up the recycle bin and it's just all right. I'm definitely going to be using Simplicity Pattern S9 158. This is my go-to. This is my live stream pattern. And one day I will achieve the level of having the spray-on beard as his brother, and I will have the print. I want that print. I'm gonna find that print. But I'm gonna head east and see how far I get. City bus drivers make a bunch of money too. If you can deal with a-holes, you can raise 4 kids and send them to good colleges if you drive a bus. Same here. Bus drivers make a ton of money. I know somebody who she's been a bus driver yikes all throughout her 20s, 30s, and 40s. And she owns a 5-bedroom house on the good side of town. And that's true. You have to be made of something else though, because at least in LA, it's no joke. And I'm sure it's like that in most major cities. I'm not saying it's like that. It depends on the route. Because where I live, it's huge. And people think of LA as one place. And depending on where you live, it's a completely different universe than other people. You could have 2 people from Los Angeles that have 2 completely different experiences because of where they're from. And that's like all cities. If someone's from the west side or the east side, they're going to have completely different experiences. Wow, are we pushing for city bus drivers today? We are. They make a ton of money where I live. Even out here, there was a strike. When I found out how much money they made, I was like, oh, those guys are on strike. I'll go be a scab because I have a Class C license, which means in California, I can drive, a passenger vehicle. I was like, I will definitely be a scab. I just Googled cheetah print. Up here, it goes for an average of 12 a yard. Wow. That's so funny. When I was a little kid, when I would buy comic books or just anything in general, I always pictured Canada of being this really expensive place because everything was always like $1.50 more. So in my head, I kind of expected the prices to be high like that. Fun fact, you can drive a bus or a semi as long as you aren't doing commerce with it. I've always wondered about that because we always, when I'm having a really bad day, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get a decommissioned bus because around here, I always see people with old school buses. Especially the old Ford ones, because they're not in mass use anymore. They've all been replaced with more fuel efficient vehicles. So there's a ton of people renovating those things. I always wondered about that because with my truck and trailer, that's 25 feet. That's a good 65 feet. In certain states, you have to have a truck driver's license to drive anything, even with a combo like that. But it differs from state to state. I only know the laws from like here to Texas as far as camping goes. All right, let me grab my phone before I hide in this corner. So I'm thinking about going to Las Vegas, but I'm not gonna gamble. I'm gonna do touristy stuff. And because I have my new Canon camera, I'm actually excited to take a bunch of pictures and video. But I'm really thinking about heading east. It's because I've been talking about it for 4 years. Since the day COVID started, I've been talking about all these crazy adventures I used to take, and I need to get back on the road. I can't do it now, but for the longest time, I wanted to live in a trailer out in the desert. You're gonna gamble on sewing machines, not casino. I'm excited because I really I don't have the desire to gamble, so I'm just gonna go. And I googled it, and they have just as many thrift stores as we do. And there's a few places along the road I want to go and see if they still exist. It has been 4 years, and the plague did ruin everything, so some businesses might have gone under. Do you know what's really funny, Kilroy? A good friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, his parents had in the 90s, they had an Explorer van. It was fancy because the back, like, you got in and the two back seats were captain seats, and then there was like an actual bench seat in the back, but it was plush. And it was early 90s, so it had wood in there and everything. And my friend and I, we made a promise that when we grew up, we were going to travel around the country in a van. Oh man, those days are over. I still laugh though when I think about it. We were like, yeah, man, when we're old, we're gonna get a van and we're gonna travel around the country. Oh, good times. So every time I see one of those old Ford Explorer vans, it makes me laugh. But they made a show about that. It's called American Pickers. But I had the same dream, Kilroy. I had the same dream. But like I actually had a trailer. I had the opportunity to keep it and I got rid of it. It was just something I don't know. And I have no regrets. I have no regrets getting rid of that thing either. Oh, right. Perfect. Perfect. But I'm excited. I want to see the giant eyeball. I don't know if they'll let me walk in the stadium, but they let me, like, when they were building the football stadium in Vegas. Gosh, that was years ago. They let me walk right in, and they were giving tours, like it was open. So, and also I want to see where they're gonna build the stadium for the Oakland. Well, now the Las Vegas Athletics. I have a lot of questions, and of course I want to see the giant eyeball. We have to look that up. We have to see who is playing. We have to see who's playing. Alexa, who has residency right now in Vegas?
From VegasFoodandFun.com.
Oh, it's not loud enough.
Adele's Las Vegas residency, better known as Weekends with Adele, has been a massive hit at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace since the first show in 2022.
We all know Adele is there or was there. I'll look it up. But I'm excited. And you know what? I probably won't even hang around this city much because there's a bunch of thrift stores and places I want to go to. But of course, I might go. Actually, I do want to go to the Heart Attack Grill, though. That's another place I've been talking about for 4 years, and it's still there. I looked it up the other day. It is still there after all of these years. It's still there. So I'm excited. And even if I don't have sewing's big adventure in the city, there's still so much to do out in the middle of nowhere. And a place like Henderson, Nevada, it's a real hidden gem because they still have a ton of casinos, but it's more of a city, and less of like Vegas. Vegas is an exciting place in a lot of strange ways. I'm excited because I need a vacation. Isn't Henderson? Oh, there. Yes, yes, there are quite a few. I've learned that when you're driving through the Mojave Desert, you are basically driving on the east side of Edwards Air Force Base. I am not kidding you. I'm not giving away any secrets. That place is hundreds of hundreds miles long. When you're driving towards Vegas, when you leave like Death Valley, or I'm sorry, when you leave Mojave, you make this weird right on the 58, which takes you to the 15. The entire time you are driving past Edwards Air Force Base. Isn't it? Oops. US Air Force. So there's a ton of Air Force bases. When I was years ago, I went to my cousin's house in Buckeye, Arizona, and he had, which I kind of want one. He had one of those above ground pools. I'm chilling in that thing, and it's hot. Arizona is hot, and I'm chilling. And he lived in Buckeye, and this is back when there was nothing built out there. And I'm on like a floating. I'm sitting in the pool, and I look up, and I'm not kidding you. There was an SR-71 just doing circles, and I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, oh yeah, there's the Air Force base right here. In America, there are Air Force bases all over the place. You'd be surprised where there's bases. If you think about it, it's a smart, like something like Edwards is smart because it's out in the middle of nowhere. It's bigger than even I can imagine, because you're basically, when you drive to Vegas from Los Angeles, you are driving around the Air Force base. That's how humongous it is. But there's quite a few along the way. And well, you really can't pull over. But we also have a giant solar array that, I can never say her name properly. Is it Marjorie Green Taylor or Marjorie Taylor Green? She said that it's a space laser in California. It's thousands and thousands of mirrors that we use to harvest the sun. And it is funny, when you drive by, you can feel the heat. You can. It's an entire valley. I have a mount for my car, so I'm going to take pictures as I'm driving by. It's a sight to see, but it's literally just thousands and thousands of mirrors in the desert that they use to harvest the sun. That's it. And if it was a laser, they would have used it a long time ago, because human beings we're vindictive. And where are those bases that they put that they buy space? Oh, and where are those bases that they put in international airports? That's a good question. That's a very good question. It's well known. It is well known, like somebody that I've known, she is a avid Vegas tripper. She's one of those people that's been going every weekend for like 20, 30 years. One time she pulled over, and this actually happened to me, but they were really nice to me. If you pull over on the wrong side of the road, the MPs tell you, like, you're on the wrong side of the road. That's how hardcore it is going to Vegas. You have the military police telling you, like, when you get off the freeway, sometimes you can either head south, which is always towards the Air Force Base, or you can head north, which is literally a desert. If you see people when they're like, there's weird shots where I can tell someone's out in the middle of the desert, because there are places where you can pull over and you could be left alone. You could wander out there. They're probably watching you wander out there. But if you pull anywhere near the military base, the military police lets you know real quick that you're near the base. Get your glasses. That's the fourth or fifth message tonight you've misread. I just want to be cool. I don't like wearing my glasses. You know, sight is overrated. Oh, I did say that on YouTube. Oh. Okay. And where there aren't bases, they buy space at international airports. Is that better? Yes, I cannot read without my glasses. I have finally hit that age. You know, it's really funny. If I don't have enough for a hood for this, I bought this really like it's a black oopsie, but it feels like almost canvas. This is an extremely heavy material, so I might use this for the hood, and it probably won't need lining because it's such a distinct color. Awesome. All right, I finally have my glasses on. I'm excited though. I kind of want to stay. I kind of want to stay in a really cheap motel out in the desert. There's this motel. I wonder if it's still there. There's a motel right before you get to Bakersfield. Oh, where's my pen? Of course it fell. And you know, this is in going in the exact opposite direction of where I'm going. But there's a I'll be here for a minute, Alibaba. There's a hotel that's like right before you get to Bakersfield. It's this strange hotel. It's lost in time. All the walls are red velvet. There's giant hearts on the ceiling. I stayed there one time. And in my town, there is this famous motel because it has a jacuzzi in the room. And it is famous in my town. I love motels that they haven't updated in like 40 to 60 years. Absolutely. All right. You put your glasses on. I can turn the cap locks off. You know, I'm glad. I'm just in denial, really. There's no excuse. I have no excuse. I'm just in denial. I need to wear my glasses, and I refuse to. But I wear them when I'm driving because I'm not anti-human like that. And there are certain people who only know me wearing my glasses. Oh, I'm actually excited that I got this material. Okay. Well, I just had to make sure my stripes were going in the same direction. Which, basically, at this point, if they were, it wouldn't matter anyway. And I'm actually excited. I think I'm more excited for the Greasy Spoon diners, the old school hotels, and the buffets. I know everybody's anti-buffet nowadays. I haven't been to a buffet in like 4 years or something like that. I don't know. It's probably even longer if I really thought about it. I'm gonna go to some crazy Roman buffet in Vegas. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm gonna make sure it's breakfast. Really, I have a mission. Like, I'm saying all this, but I have a mission. Like, I'm going there to for sewing stuff and less like of the craziness. Because I'm on that list of 2. I'm too old, I'm too tired, I'm too impatient. There's a whole list of stuff I'm too for, so I won't be getting into too many shenanigans. Beautiful. Buffets are still cool with me. You're too cheap. No, I'm not. No, I am not. I just happen to have really cheap taste. You can take that any way you choose to. I'm excited though. I'm excited. And I don't know. There's all these tourist things I want to do, but we'll see. I kind of want to get a Las Vegas athletics hat, but green and yellow aren't necessarily my colors. And wearing athletics gear reminds me too much of the 90s. And I think because I was there are certain things I stay away from. And like Oakland athletic gear, that was like quintessential 90s gear. I watch a show, well, it's called Desmond's Barbershop. It's a show about people in Peckham, UK. And you can tell it's the 90s because they have a son, his name's Sean. And when he walks in, he's wearing all the bands that he's wearing are American bands. And then he's the reason I wear the 1990 style hoodies. But in one of the episodes, he's wearing Oakland athletic gear. And it made me laugh because that was what people wore because they saw it in the TLC video. So people copied it. All right. Is this the sleeve? Hopefully. Perfect. I had just enough material. Perfect. All right, let me. Do you know what's funny? This pin cushion is meant for wearing, and I do not wear it. Let's see what else besides my trash inspector. Now we have instead of Inspector Gadget, we have Inspector Trash Can. I'm gonna find out. I guarantee you, the guy who inspected my trash can probably makes $100,000 a year. They make insane wages over there. Oh, my phone is telling me it needs to be plugged in. Welcome back, Alibaba. Welcome back. Oh. Oh man. Oh. Now that's funny. The cord is so old it'll only accept iPhone cords. Yikes. Do you know now that you know what? It's already here. If the arms are in a different direction, only I will know. Well, me and people who sew. Do you know what's so funny? Every once in a while, someone will walk up to me and they're like, "I know you make your own clothes," and they're like, "I'm a seamstress." Or there was a woman who worked at David's Bridal. She walked up to me and she's like, "You made that?" And I was like, "I did." And she's like, "Oh wow!" Like she was shocked, but she had the eye. She spotted it right away. And because of her, I subscribe to this other woman who works at David's Bridal, and she hates her life and tells the truth. And she tells the truth about being a tailor for, a tailor that makes wedding dresses. I forgot her name. I'm gonna have to look that up. All the cords in that room, and you don't have a cord for that phone. No, I do. But what happens is with these weird iPhone cords, they get sensitive over time, and it only takes an iPhone cord, and I have a bunch of bootlegs that work. And for some reason, every once in a while, it'll take a bootleg or it won't. And it just iPhone goes out of their way to make sure you can only use their technology. And I'm sure a lot of companies are like that. But with my new Canon camera, it's interchangeable with all my Nikon batteries. So I literally have 40 or 50 batteries now for my camera. And it's not even a big deal because I'm not saying Nikon and Canon are the same, but they're competitors, but at least they were like, hey, let's have interchangeable batteries. Oh, I did. I finished my tweed hat, but I'll grab that later. I'm excited. It's been a while, and now I'm strangely craving pancakes. But that's what Vegas makes me think of pancakes, but really it's because I'm a breakfast food kind of guy, so I always end up getting some amazing pancake breakfast there. Perfect. Perfect. Tweed Hat is your rapper name. I have dealt with one bridezilla in my life. You couldn't pay me enough to deal with any more. I forgot about that. No, I couldn't have someone screaming at me either. Now that I think about it. You know what's really funny? I make clothes for people, but they are overtly polite. It's really funny. Like, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have the people I make clothes for are so overtly polite. I don't know if I could deal with a bridezilla. Perfect. I'm gonna use. You know what? I'm gonna use my the oopsie I purchased today. All right, I'm gonna throw everything here through the serger. We need to start writing these down between my punk band names and my rapper name. I'm getting quite a list. All right. You know, it's a different world when I can actually see. Oh, perfect. Perfect. All right, let me clean up a little bit here while I'm sitting here. I'm actually really excited. It's been a while since I've had an adventure. And I'm not as much of a lead foot, so I'm not worried about the CHP at all. I don't drive as crazy as I used to. I'm looking more forward to all the junk food along the way too. That is one thing about my state. We don't have the yellow Waffle House every 100 feet, but we have greasy spoon diners everywhere, out in the middle of nowhere, where you're like, why is there a diner here? And it's always the best thing you've ever had. All right, these two can actually go over here together. Perfect. I'm definitely gonna have to figure out a place for that head. This whole room's gonna get rearranged because I do have a ton of things that are actually meant for sewing. But because this is my my sewing / man cave, there's all kinds of fun stuff in here. Now we know why you won't be here Wednesday, gas station chimichangas. I stay away from those gas station chimichangas for all the lessons that I refuse to learn over and over. I've learned that lesson. All right. And that thing turned off completely. Sometimes I wonder, I'm like, did it finally short out? Did it finally short out? I can't remember what sewing machine it was, but I think it was my Kenmore. There was one time I plugged in my Kenmore right here, half of the room shut down. I just sat here. With that everything is fine face. Like, what? There's nothing I can really do at this moment. There's nothing I can do. There's an old saying. They say it in the Big Lebowski, but it's even funnier now. But some days you eat the bear, and some days the bear eats you. And that day, plugging in that Kenmore literally shut down this half of this room. Oh. Beautiful. Light works. Ready to go. Sorry, back went to the restroom and decided to shower too. What? Glasses on? That's how we know. Kilroy convinced me to put them on because my reading is atrocious without my glasses on. And it's true, I can't see without my glasses on. When the main shuts off, possibly, or melted together parts and wires, and the funny thing is, that's the Kenmore that weighs like 60 pounds. That thing is a beast. I'm actually gonna pull that thing back out and plug it in where my washer and dryer is, because I want to start making hats and I need a solid machine, and I think that Kenmore can take it. So since you don't throw anything away, where's the Kenmore? It's behind the flag. It's literally behind the flag. I said the other day I put it low because that thing weighs 60 pounds. And when I sit in that chair back there, I was sitting there one day, I'm like, wow, if there's an earthquake in here, I'm done. Because I just had all these extremely heavy sewing machines above my head, because those cabinets, they go all the way to the ceiling. And one day I will get back there and show you. I get cataracts removed in July and August. Then I won't need the glasses. Do you know, I've known quite a few people that have got that surgery and it's worked. Quite a few people that have got that surgery. Sir, smash that machine. Don't burn your house down. It was the wiring. I replaced the motor and magically it doesn't jump. It's still a beast, but it was all the motor. People, and you know, it's a certain era. It's very Victorian, but people would mess around with sewing machine motors, not knowing what they're doing, taking wires apart. So someone like me plugs it in and almost sets my house on fire. The white was the best example, when I literally shot a flame, like a 2 or 3 foot flame, and both my son and I were like, oh, we stood there like, it was like weird science. I have a Kenmore or the 52. It has more than 1.3 amp motor. Nice machines. It's actually a really clean machine too. It reminds me of a Romulan warbird. It's a really clean machine, has a giant head on it. It's a solid machine. I also have a sewing machine in the cabinet on the way to me soon. Yay! Forget the model number, but it takes brownish cams. Ooh, it's a Singer too. Is it a 301A? Oh no, I'm sorry. When did they start making that? There were certain models. Oh, I'm interested. I'm interested. There's one in Ventura I walked past and I still regret it to this very day. But the 301A, the 30, the 404s, they all had that brownish color. Ooh, those are nice machines. I need to pull my 301A out and stop messing around. It's literally back behind that jacket. I need to pull that thing out and quit messing around. It's another solid sewing machine. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. All right. I'll start hitting some of these. I already know I'm going to put a hood on this, but I have an idea. Like I said, I have this really coarse oopsie that I bought today, so I'm excited. I think I'm going to do the oopsie marathon where I lock myself in here for 24 hours and see how much I can sew. Brownest cams sound like a 1960s band name. Patent pending, patent pending. Oh, I need to find floor space. Story of my life. Story of my life. I have purposely avoided my favorite thrift store because I hope they sold that industrial sewing machine that's in the back of the store. I haven't been there in a month or two because I don't have the room for it. And the funny thing is, the manager has my phone number and she's called me and she's like, William, the machine is still here. It could be from the 60s because my mom had the same machine and sewed clothes on his floor. Same. Okay. So I'll make room. My dad had it was either a 404 or 301A. I can't remember. But when I bought my 301A, my brother was like, hey, is that dad's sewing machine? I was like, no. Do you know what kind he had? And he was like, it was this color. And I'm like, you're not helping. You're not helping. Yes, make room. But I keep on making excuses of why I don't want to purchase it. It's because it's just a chore to get it in this room. When I finally get my bunker / warehouse, I will have more than enough room for that industrial. Then the funny thing is, I completely cleared this room and then I bought the blind stitcher. And the blind stitcher, which I'm just equivocating at this point because there's no excuse, but it's a 300-pound piece. But I really like Joy's idea of taking the motor off the blind stitcher and using it as an industrial on something else. I have a 329K and it is that tan color too. There's a couple machines I've walked past that I'm still mad about because they were in the table. And I'm in this phase in my life where I'm trying to talk myself off the cliff sometimes, where I'm like, do you have the room, sir? And I told you last week about my ex-girlfriend, Michelle, where her father ruled the house. He collected 57 Chevys and Cadillacs. He had the greatest cars on earth. But their living room was a car part. It was like a storage. And it wasn't even like, he wasn't even doing it on purpose. He made both of the couches were old, was the end of a 57 Chevy, and the other one was just a couch to a car. But he had literal car parts in the living room. And I'm telling you, even as a kid, I told myself, I will never do this to my kid. Well, if you had one, you really could treat it like an industrial. Or take the motor off the blind stitcher and drop it in the Kenmore you need to smash. All right. You know what? Since we're just messing around tonight, let's do some sewing room archaeology. Let's find the Kenmore. But if I fall and you hear me scream, you guys are my life alert. Lots of motorbike owners work on them in the kitchen. Wow. You know what it is? I think it's because I grew up near a giant shop and an angry mother. I just couldn't picture that. My pops he was an engineer. He was mechanically inclined, but he kept everything outside. Oh, that's funny. But like a bike, I can see how you can bring it in your kitchen. I've been noticing a lot of the smaller Kawasaki bikes on the street. Those are really selling in my town. And they're tiny. They're like junior bike size, but people buy them. And I think it's because I noticed one. I see them everywhere now. But we are going to find that Kenmore. There's quite a few. Oh. Why not? Why not? Let's go on a treasure hunt here in the House of Sewing. Let me pick up this mess first. I've really been trying to give myself a break lately because I've been reaching burnout point. That's why I'm excited that I'm actually going to take a vacation. So I'm down for a treasure hunt. All right. Yay. How big is the sewing room space? Well, actually, relatively speaking, there's a lot of space in here. Let me switch my angle. I'm pointing at things. If I was to move all the mannequins back in the closet, I would have a ton of space. And these two are actually quite portable. The mannequins in the back, one has a glass base, and that one is so old. Parts of it are made with porcelain. I still don't know why I bought this giant dress form, but I'm here for it. But I do wear clothes that are a bit big, so this is perfect. This is a perfect dress form, actually. Size of a regular bedroom or bigger? Oh, I'm in a double car garage. And it's detached from my house, so it's a little bit bigger than a normal garage. It's really funny. It's a standard California garage, but explaining it to other people, like I know not every single house has that. It's like a beach build where you have your house and then your garage is right next door because you have an open space to hang out in between. So yeah, I'm a hoarder and this room is crammed. Oh man, I forgot my Singer Genie is in here. There's a 1980s Merit. Oh, that thing is so heavy. And this is one of the boat anchors. Oh, I forgot about my hat. I have so much stuff. This is like this is definitely an archaeological exercise right now. Oh, man. Oh, the motor is still on here. Let me move this thing. This thing is so heavy. Good grief. If you hear me going, this thing's heavy. Oh man. Good grief, that thing is. That has to be the heaviest sewing machine. Where's my scale? There's this broken, or it's kind of just an exiled scale somewhere in here. Yes, it's a 2-car garage. We're going through the layers of time on this dig. We are definitely going back in time when I'm going through all my see what you know what, let's go, let's take one more dive in here. Let's see what else is in here. You know, I talk about my Singer Genie. I don't want to pull it out, and I'm going to tell you why. Whoever owned that machine obviously would smoke cigarettes inside of it. That thing reeks so much of cigarettes that when I lifted back the flag, I could still smell cigarettes on that thing. And I've owned that machine for over 4 years, and it still reeks of cigarettes. The sewing machines are like rings on a tree. For real, though. They really are. I have there's a massage chair in there. You want to talk about something that weighs 300 pounds? I brought that in this room originally. I have built around the massage chair because I refuse to drag that thing in my house. But it's an amazing chair. But I have two, I want to say almost 6-foot cabinets. I built them so as long as I could reach with a hammer like this. But I have two 6-foot cabinets on both sides of it, and it's sewing machines in every single slot that can hold one. There were certain slots that there's certain sewing machines that are too big for it, so all the old school ones are on there. But let me move a few things as I grab this just boat anchor. This sewing machine is the definition of a boat anchor. These Sears Kenmore, this is when they tie to your foot when you go sleeping with the fishies. This thing is so heavy. Oh, good times. Oh, that's plugged in. That is plugged in. Whoops. Let me see if I can find the power cord for this thing. Oh no, the belt isn't there. That's right. I need to find the belt for it. This machine, it's unreal. Let me grab this thing. Oh. It would not be a live stream if I don't make an utter and complete mess in here. And tonight's vest that I'm wearing is over 6 or 7 years old. I made it a while ago. I've been cleaning out my closet, and I'm bringing back some of the old goodies. All right. This thing is an absolute beast. When I say it weighs 60 pounds, I'm being nice. I'm being nice when I say this thing weighs 60 pounds. This thing weighs more than 60 pounds, I think. But look how beautiful and shiny that machine is, though. I feel like I should start curling this. I'm going to have to walk around. I feel like I should start. I'm going to put this in the hallway and just start working out with this one. If they lose the anchor to an aircraft carrier, just put that one on it. I'm not kidding you. This is probably the heaviest sewing machine I have in this room. My Kenmore is a light portable at 46 pounds. You know what though? Thank you, Joy. Like I always say, like you can tell when somebody really takes care of a sewing machine because this thing is solid steel. And it still has its color. It still has everything. It's just me taking the layers of dust off of this thing. But for as old as this thing is, it's in perfect condition. And it was used. You can tell this thing was used. Almost looks like mine. Should have the model number on the tag under the deck at the front. It doesn't, but this, I think this is, hold on. Because this motor does not tell the story because I have removed this motor I've used for almost every vintage machine I have ever powered. I use this particular motor. And you can tell it's been a while because it's on here. Let's see if I can. I don't know why I'm being modest. Oh, man. This says JC52, but it does not. Oh, I wish you just said Juki or brother like the other one. Oh, that's a huge dust bunny I can take out. Oh, man. For anyone who knows, they see me hurling sewing machines around this room. So you should know that this thing is heavy. Not at the front under the deck. I just saw it. No, at the front under the deck. Watch the motor catch fire. I've used this for everything. I have used this for everything. This is actually the only dependable motor. Oh, there it is that I have. It's a 158 321. You know how many 158s I own? I probably own 15 to 20 158s, but over the years, God, they made the same sewing machine every year, over and over and over. It's nice and glossy steel looking. I absolutely love this look. And because I'm a Star Trek geek, I always say this looks like a Romulan warbird, but it just has that look. A Kenmore 43. I own so many of these, it's not even funny. It's not even funny. But this has to be one of the heaviest sewing machines in this room. This thing it's solid. This is a that's gotta be 60 pounds. That has to be 60 pounds. I know I'm really bad at measuring. It does, but I've removed the motor to use it on other things because it needs a table, and because it was so powerful, it was just bouncing off of my table, and I don't like having to hold a sewing machine down while I sew. But now that I pulled it out, I kind of want to almost use this as my industrial. This thing was a solid machine. I think this is going to be my Sunday project. I'm going to have to bring this back to life. I have all the pieces in this room. I just have to find them. Because this was so powerful. I took the motor off and I used this for every vintage sewing machine that I have. I think it has the same 1.3 amp mine has too. Is that before they started powering down sewing machines? I don't know who needs to know this, but European sewing machines are 9 times more powerful than American sewing machines. And it's not because of anything more than the input and output. No. Than the power that it pulls. That's it. It's not like it's a competition or anything. I do have a few tables. I do. I don't know if they would hold up. I need something like this machine jumps. Let me see if I have a belt in here. Are we gonna impromptu get this thing going? Are we going to, let's see. What did I do with all of those belts? I just saw excuse me. I have mine in a portable Kenmore case, and I just used the liner for a kitchen drawer, the foam style in the crisscross pattern. I like that. Yes, that is just before they powered them down. Exactly. This thing's a beast. This thing is an absolute beast. You're making me want to completely power this thing up. Yes, get it going would be interesting to watch. Fix it. It's just a matter of the belt and tightening that. I can tell that I was just like doing an extremely harsh job on that one. What, you don't have sewing machine belts in your drawer? I know this won't fit, but okay, that's way too big. I have a ton of sewing machine belts in here. I just have to find the proper one. And yes, I am the real life Sanford. I have keys everywhere. Ooh. And I have beads from New Orleans. Oh. Oh, what did I do? That's a black belt and it's a shorter one. They went to 1 amp and then 0.9 in rapid downsizing. You need to go to the Harbor Freight and get a pack of O-rings. You're not that's actually something I really needed to do. You know what my real problem is lately? I have so much stuff. I can't remember where I put things, and that's where my frustration comes, where I'm like, why did I get all this stuff? But I just recently had a problem. I just recently was looking for a sewing belt and I went crazy. So they're all together somewhere in this room because I was putting a machine back together and it bothered me that I couldn't find the proper size belt to the point where I made one and it snapped. And yes, I have a giant ball of wires. All right, if it's not there, there's a few possibilities of where it could be. I do have belts and a lot of other stuff and other things. I'm the same. That's my biggest problem. That's another reason why I need a vacation to go sit in the pool. I need to have a talk with my hoarder self. Everything's in this really weird order, but it makes me laugh. Every time I go looking for something, I can't find it. Oh, that's right. No, that's not right. Was it a belt for the white? I can't remember now. Let's see if I was organized enough to put it in one of these tubs. One of the reasons I like having these tubs is because I have all this stuff to remind me to stop buying zippers. I have enough zippers to start my own line of coats. So I recently found this and I forgot I had this. This is a camera and it works. This is awesome spy tech. And this is from like the early 2000s and it still works. And the resolution is better than most cameras they have nowadays. All right, if it's not in here, I'm gonna look in one more place. No, it's not. But I have a million zippers, like I said. Oh. I'm trying to remember what I did. I just had those belts too. I just had those belts. Hey baby, I have a lot of zippers. Is not a great pickup line. Inappropriate thumb. Well, you never know. You know, I have the strangest conversations when I meet. Um, it piques people's curiosity when I meet women or just people in general. They walk up to me and they're like, "You sew?" And I have to tell them like, "Well, we're in a fabric store." So I get that often, actually. It is Saturday. It is okay. True, true. You got me all jumping though because I want to get this machine going now, but I have to remember what I did with all those belts. Really, I need to have the great cleaning 3.0 because I keep on adding every time I clean this room and become organized, I keep on adding stuff. And I just completely reorganized this room. What did maybe the belts are on the table? Let me because I was so frustrated. They're probably somewhere extremely obvious. Because I was so frustrated that I couldn't find a belt that I went to this room and found every single one that I could. All right. Maybe if I start cleaning, I'll find it somewhere. Labels help. That's true. You know what my problem is? Like back behind Master Chief, I have a probably 4-foot stack of just scraps back behind Master Chief. Never heard of that, Kilroy. Sorry, that doesn't even compute. Throwing stuff away. Yo no entiende nada. Where is that belt? Is it over here? Where is my compass? Where is my compass? Speaking of not throwing anything away, these work gloves are so old. These are probably 16 years old and I still have them. No, I don't throw things away. All right, I'm going to clean up a little bit in here. We can do two things at once. I'm going to I'll make that shirt and hunt for those belts at the same time. Oh, what did I do with them though? You know, I always have this itchy feeling that they're close, but the problem is I saw them like a week or two ago. And in my mind they're somewhere close, but they're probably not. No, I ran over my pattern. Poor guy, I wrinkled his beard. Perfect. Let me get one more look back here. As an archaeologist, you know, you can't give up. What did I do with all of those belts? There's all of the... Oh, this is so embarrassing back here. Of all the hats. That one time I was going to be a stringer in the early 2000s. I still have this camera. Being a stringer is not necessarily the greatest job on earth. Okay, let's see. It's embarrassing how many power cords. I have bags and bags of power cords back here. Nope. There is that stupid fake Fendi. I don't know what to do with that sporty fake Fendi. I have no idea why I bought that. That was the one time Modelo Man got over on me. He's like, "You can have this for 50 cents a yard." I'm like, "Give me the whole roll." And that one preacher guy's about to go to jail, so there won't be too many people buying fake Fendi. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. So I'm going to put everything back and finish what I started. But I'm going in the right direction because I really do need to start refurbishing most of these machines. And like that Kenmore, I have the pieces together. I just need to find them. They're in this room somewhere. It's actually way more convenient that that thing has wheels on it. Do not eat any snacks you find. Use the fake Fendi as lining. It's that really weird, sweaty athletic material from the 90s. It's that weird polyester that doesn't breathe. And so, because of that, it gets extremely hot and sweaty. Perfect. Eventually, I will use it for something, but I just laugh every time I see the fake Fendi. Because I remember asking Mr. Modelo Man, like, "Hey, where's all the fake Fendi?" And he acted like I was a cop. He's like, "Are you a cop?" And I said, "No." That's how hardcore they are about like not selling fake stuff in downtown anymore. Make a raincoat out of it. If that's waterproof, it's not a bad idea. Well, I could use it as lining for the vinyl that I'm going to use. It's just, it's, it taught me a lesson though. There are certain things that, just because I can work with them doesn't mean that I should. So more than anything else, I learned a lesson from that. All right, let me clean up in here. You need a couple good bag patterns. I have one, I just haven't used it yet. Because I keep on talking about how I need to make a bigger bag for when I go to the swap meet. Today was a perfect example of I went and got fabric and I'm walking like this because I had so much fabric. And the dye that they use for their stamp, it is so hardcore. It's like henna. When they put that stamp on, that thing sticks on my hand for days and days. It's the stupidest thing. I don't know why. And they push it on really hard. It's crazy. There we go. You just don't want to use it. That has to be what it is. I just need to make it. Really, I just need to make the bag. But I want to make a giant bag. I told you, Gunter gave me the idea, but I'm just not going to put Marilyn Monroe on my bag. Perfect. Just picking up the trash dump. You know, it's so funny how I start nesting while I'm in here. Okay, perfect. I'm just gonna move this. This thing is like working out. Oh. That thing hit the concrete and said thud. A long time ago, I weighed that. I need to find that video where I weighed that sewing machine, and it broke the glass as I was weighing it. But it weighed in at 60 something pounds, and it made me laugh. Because I don't think anything in this room is that heavy as far as sewing machines go. All right. I had to remember what machine I was going to use. And yes, for anyone keeping score, I still am only using 3 threads on the serger. The serger's on strike as well. Let me switch my angle. Perfect. I think I had almost had all the pins pulled on that. All right, I need to make some more room in here. Do you know what's funny? It doesn't look like it, but this desk is a 7-foot desk. And I still managed to cram so much stuff on here that I'm fighting for space on a giant desk. I like the 158 I have. All the cams and feet plus extras. Got it for $2 Canadian, and it had a Gutterman thread spool that cost over $3 here too. So I saved on thread and got a free nice machine. That's awesome. I love stuff like that. I wish people didn't use such cheap thread. In Californians use cheap thread. Or the machines are so old that they're frayed by the time I get it. Like even recently when I got the Singer Creative Touch, it had a spool of thread. It was actually beautiful blue, but the blue was my age. So it was definitely frayed. All right. That is definitely nice. Oh, that never happens. That's a semi-perfect cut. So we're gonna see. This stuff is weirdly like vinyl too. Oh, we're gonna find out what the serger is gonna do with this. This is another odd material. Serger made light work of that, but the question is that going to fit my arm? Oh, it'll fit. It's going to be a little stiff. This isn't vinyl. It's I don't know what you would call that. It's almost doesn't. It has almost the same feeling as vinyl, but it doesn't have that weird backing. This is definitely drape material. All right. So what's everyone sewing this evening? How's everyone doing? I know it's late on the East Coast, but how's everyone doing? What are you guys doing? I'm doing the same old. Even the serger jumps. It's so funny because this didn't jump when it was on the blind stitcher table, because the blind stitcher table is 300 pounds. Oh, I was doing some embroidery for bags. Nice. You know, every time you bring that up, it reminds me I need to bring back my brother PE 535. And you know what? All these years later, I want to thank whoever sent me that machine. Don't come by my house. But thank you. I still use it after all these years, to my mystery benefactor, whoever sent me that machine. YouTube tales. I forgot about that. Whoever said that machine, because I guarantee you, you're still watching, and I thank you. Don't come by my house. Watching this crazy guy in LA. I heard of him. That blind stitch table has 2-inch thick slab on. Thank you. And that is the exact reason why I haven't purchased that other industrial. It has the exact same table. It's the exact same table. I just don't have the room. If I was to buy that industrial, I would have to move everything here. And what would I do with Gaia's Baltar? What would I do without the fleet? I need Apollo, all of them. All right. So now that I know the serger will make easy work of that weird vinyl, I'm gonna switch my angle, bring my table back, and pin my shirt because I'm just gonna do this shirt this evening. I was gonna do Marilyn Monroe design. I bet Betty Boop. I did Betty Boop Stitch and Lucy. Awesome. I have this really weird Disney drive for my brother PE 535, and it has like all the off characters of any Disney movie, like Fox and the Hound, like all the movies that are either from back in the day or ones that people just don't remember anymore. That's awesome. I need to get back into using that machine. I made hundreds of patches, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of patches with that thing. And I got really good at using that machine too. Well, once I figured out its flaws. You know, when they say PE on an embroidery machine, it just means personal embroidery machine. That's all it means. And some of those machines are the greatest things ever, and some of them are just not even worth what they were. Not even worth what you paid for it. But I love my PE 535. And if that crazy person who sent it to me is watching, I wouldn't mind a Juki. I'm kidding. All right. But isn't that crazy? Let's talk about that. 3 years ago, I'm sitting at my house and somebody sent me a brother PE 535. Am I wrong for being creeped out? Am I wrong? Am I being mean? They'd probably be fine if you weren't trying to make hundreds and hundreds of patches. It's very true. But am I wrong for I'm extremely grateful that this person sent that to me. But they sent it to me to my house in my real name, and I don't even know who this person is still to this day. Is that wrong for me judging that person? Do look okay. Do look a gift horse in the mouth? You know what? It was just weird. Embroidery machines are not cheap. They're not cheap at all in any way, shape, or form. Like, let's be real. And somebody sent one to my house. Let me see. I am going to go to the My So-Called Life channel because I want to see. I made a video about it. It was one of the greatest openings of all time, as far as I'm concerned, but it was years ago. And if they were doing it just out of the kindness of their heart, I absolutely appreciate it. It's just I get creeped out by everything. But what if the gift horse came from your future assassin? Thank you. I have a saying, and I'm not even playing when I say this. I say this all the time. If life's a scary movie, I'm not dying in the first scene. So 3 years ago, somebody mysteriously sent me a brother PE 535. The Surger Strikes Back. It's Not Always Sunny in Ventura. The Cloak of Indifference. The Tiny How Did It Fluff. Oh, where is it? I will find it. But it really creeped me out. I'm sorry, it really creeped me out. Oh, where is it? Was it really that long ago? But anyways, someone sent me a Brother PE 535. And it's still, I don't know. How would you feel if someone sent something to your house uninvited, even if you really wanted it? Let's go new school. What if someone sent a PS5 to your house? Would you and there was no strings attached? Rescuing a dressmaker, Bel Air sewing machine, how to sew caftans. I made so many Hammer Pants videos. Pleather, resurrecting an LCD Kenmore, making assless chaps, how to thread a tiny tailor, the life of a sewing machine, welcome to the fleet, the hoarding episode. Oh, the failure, home to roost. Has it really been that long? It really was 2 years ago. My so-called, maybe I won't find it. Oh, it's always so hard because I didn't label anything properly. What is wrong with you, William? So now I'm looking for a specific video. It was way before that. So anyways, I won't interrupt everybody. Was it left on your doorstep? Yes, it was. And the funny thing is that it came in my real name back when I didn't in any way, shape, or form dox myself. Because at this point, if you go back, you could pinpoint exactly where I live because I've said it over and over. Not necessarily, but Alexa did dox me a few weeks ago. But it was just the strangest thing, and it didn't have a note on it or anything. It was just a brand new Brother PE 535 sent to my house. Oh, okay. I'm over it. Oh, here it is. Is that it? No, that's not it. I would be the guy to have almost 3 years of video that are not properly labeled. I'm that guy. That is me. So now when I'm looking for something of a convenience, I can't find it because that's back then when I used to salute your shorts, the magic world of thrifting, sewing like a boxcar, hobo, the Mia Wallace episode. Like brand speaking new. Yes, in the box. I was the original owner. It came to my house. It was brand new. Not in. You know what's really funny? I don't talk about it, but I've had a million jobs. I have worked in factories where I refurbish things. I have refurbished anything you could possibly think of so that it could be resold or repackaged or taking the electronics off. I can tell when something's been put back together. This was brand new. Hey, you asked to be doxxed and you said thank you to the A word you deserve. It came through Amazon, but it came UPS. It came the funny part of the story is I'm sitting here, I see the UPS truck pull up to my house. The guy comes out, excuse me, and he has this giant box. this just giant box, and I'm like, oh, my first thought was, what did my son order? So I started checking my credit card. I started checking everything. Well, someone was just paying it forward to you. Nice person. I think so too. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm overanalyzing it. You know, I have been a lot of people with crazy intentions online over the years. Oh, is this it? Oh, this is okay. I found it. Okay. So I'm not kidding you. Look how black my beard was. I'm going to share this real quick. And let me tell you, I am the meaning of consistency because my opening has not changed in 2 years. This was 2 years ago. Let's see. This was probably longer than 2 years ago. Oh, look at that vest. Look. Only had one mannequin in here. I was so shocked, but I did this whole Pulp Fiction opening with this. I cared back then. I really cared.
My so-called life is sponsored by...
Oh, look how much I cared. Oh, and I have the quilting cowboy door.
Oh, brother.
Oh, I cared so much back then. But it was just weird that oh, here we go. Look, it came in that box. It came in that exact box to my house, and I was like, what is this guy bringing to my house? I did. I had a ton of space. I go back and forth. I miss my configuration. I don't know if you can see it, but I have a PlayStation box they used to have in video game stores that they would put the video game system in so you wouldn't steal it. But I love that stupid thing. And it has plugs on it and it works. Look like the Indiana Jones scene. Okay. We have to start that over. I was so enthused when I got that machine.
My so-called life is sponsored by...
Just cinematic genius.
Although I appreciate gifts, and I'm going...
Oh, that's copyrighted music. Never mind, we can't play that part. You look so much younger. I think those hot lamps are making you age faster. Stress will do that. And I'm not kidding you. That's longer than 2 years ago because I could tell you who I was still streaming with. That's almost 3 years ago. That's a lot of gray hairs ago. Okay, let me click out of this because that is copyrighted music. Stress, man. Stress will age you. Let's put that up there again. I did look much younger 3 years ago. YouTube. Now I'm a grizzled YouTube veteran. I got my coffee cup. I gained weight. I've gone through like 15 chairs. I'm a grizzled veteran. I was all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed back then. I had hope. I believed in other people back then. Now I am just a grizzled, bitter YouTuber now. Oh, that had to have been 3 years ago, if not 3.5 years ago. And YouTube is really bad at telling time. Because they say something like I look at videos from 2 years ago and it still says a year ago on it. All right, let me grab my phone. I took a chance. Whoa, there's a sewing machine here. Oh, good grief, an extremely heavy one. I took a chance and I drink a specific creamer and I took a chance and I got a different brand and I have to say it's almost better. So I'm excited. That person you saw was hope-filled and optimistic is what it was. I saw they have Snickers creamer now. Oh no. I told you I had a problem with thin mint creamer. I visibly lost weight when I stopped using the Girl Scout cookie creamer. You could visibly see that I lost weight when I stopped using that creamer. I had an addiction to the Girl Scout cookie creamer. I wonder if they still make that. I guarantee you I could look that up. I need to Google that one. And the Thin Mints, oh man. I try to switch it up every once in a while, but like I drank French vanilla for a very long time, and the sad thing is now I cannot stand the taste of it. I won't turn it down if someone made me a cup, but it's just not my thing. And it's funny how taste changed because I drank French vanilla for almost 20 years. Perfect. Oh, this is gonna be. Oh, do you know what? I love my drape shirts. I love this new vendor I found. I like the patterns. It's very 1990s. Oh, perfect. This is so stiff, though. You know what's really funny? The shirt that I made into a tunic originally wasn't supposed to be a tunic, but the material was so stiff I had to split the sides. Beautiful. I'm getting a little bit better at my cuts. I can see this one's a little off cut, but I'm getting a little bit better at my cut. Because you don't want your cuts to be like way off or even too precise sometimes, because there has to be some give. This is so stiff, so-called life 2024. Oh. Oh. But I'm serious. I'm gonna remind you on Monday. If I'm not here on Wednesday, it's because I decided to go head east. And you know what's funny? If I don't live stream on Wednesday, I'm definitely gonna do it on Thursday. Because for as much as I love traveling and going places, I like my house too. And I'm gonna have a bunch of freedom, and so I'm gonna I have plans. I'm gonna deep clean my house. I have all kinds of fun plans. Perfect. Do you know, I want to say for the permanent record, I am shocked that I have not cut a phone cord or an AV cord using my rotary tool. I still marvel at that fact that I that I haven't put one through my cable yet. Perfect. All right. This shirt is actually coming along for as stiff as it is. This is really coming along. Oh, and I'm not going to say anything about my serger. Oh, because last time I did, this thing completely bonked on me. Perfect. It's actually punching right through that vinyl material. That's one reason I love using the serger is that it, like, oh, what was that? What was that? It evens everything out. Oh man, I'm surprised it can still cut anything to begin with. I have put this thing through the ringer for real. I have been no joke with this serger. Beautiful. Trying to think if there was anything else crazy today, but I've actually made friends with a few vendors. Like, when I go and see the fabric people, they are so happy to see me. And I've made friends with the owner of my dispensary to the point where we talk about hockey. He brought a hockey puck to show me that it was signed by somebody because I'm so predictable. So it's so funny. I leave my dispensary smiling because it's like cheers. But why would it not be a happy place? Why would that not be a happy place where people are just smiling their faces off? But it just makes me laugh how happy everyone is at this dispensary. All right, let me put this serger away and clean up a little bit because I'm going to plug in my Singer heavy duty because I have officially crossed over to the dark side. Having a Singer heavy duty, I officially work for Big Sewing. That is my omission, that I work for I get the Big Sewing money check. I wish. Oh. Perfect. Light works. I'll thread that thing in a second. That's because they're all smoking stuff stronger. That's because they're all smoking stuff stronger than the old man weed you're smoking. It's true though. It's true. But if you think about it, like, why would that is the last place on earth you'd need to be angry. And so everybody's extremely happy there. Like, it's the only place in LA where you can bump into somebody. They're like, oh man, it's my fault. My fault, man. My fault. Anywhere else, it's potential to be your last day. Oh no, what did I do? What did I do? Okay, good. I hope I didn't put anybody in timeout. If I did, it's because they don't make iPhones for people with big fingers. Ugh. Well, they do not make iPhones for people with giant hands. I wonder how many times, I need a counter for that, how many times I almost timed somebody out. It's not a rare thing, but oh man, it is definitely time to clean in here. I'm not timed out. I have a Bel Air sewing machine on the floor. I have 2 white rotaries that are vintage. I have a Brother XL 3010 on the floor. I have another Brother behind that. Oh, my Singer Brilliant. That weird Singer cocktail with the wind and bobbin. That thing has a pneumatic pedal, self-winding bobbin. It is the strangest machine I've ever come across. Well, one of them. Oh. All right. I gotta clear away a few items on my dress form. One thing I love about dress forms is that it's an instant hanger. Oh. Oh, come on. This thing was hung on like 3 different cords. I wonder if that shirt can go over that. Beautiful. Somewhere in here is my finished hat. My tweed suit is almost together. I might call it a day with the hat and the shirt and the vest, but I have to see how much material I have left. Because again, shorts just make me think that I look like an English school kid, you know? Or around here, like the local Catholic church has uniforms like that. Perfect. I'm not even going to try this on. Oh, this is going to be so... Oh, that's awesome. All right. Oh, that'll fit. Because if it fits over all of that, it'll fit. Barely. Just looked at a Singer new family from 1873. MOP and the premium parlor cabinet in walnut, just stunning mint condition. Looks like Angus Young. How much do they want for it? When you make the shorts, you just may look like a munchkin, you see? That is bordering on church clothes. When I was a kid, I went to this really, really strangely informal church. The Catholic church I grew up in, people would wear shorts, shirts like this. No one cared except for my parents. We came dressed to the nines every week. And it just reminds you, like, I had church clothes, and church clothes are like just itchy and resentful. Ah, good times. I will look like a munchkin. They were not selling it, just wanting some more information on it. Oh, okay. I'm still shocked when that guy wanted $450 for that Lion sewing machine. I guarantee you, if I went there right now, excuse me, the machine's probably still there. There's no way he got $450 for that machine. Do you think, though, because I have the knowledge, I'm spoiled because I know it's not worth that? Or is it just people trying to rip people off just because something looks vintage? Perfect. Because sometimes they'll jack the price up saying, oh, this is vintage and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, I guess vintage is different than rare. It all goes back to my Kodak camera. Like I said, like I have a Kodak A, and so does everybody else because it was one of the most wide sold cameras at the time. So although it is well over 100 something, that thing's 125 years old now, but it's not rare. I'm trying to think, do I have anything older than that camera in this house? Tell him your name is Tucker, not Sucker. Oh man, and you know what's funny? Even rare doesn't mean big bucks. Thank you. It drives me insane. Well, as someone who buys and sells stuff, it really depends. Like I still have all of my pops' old Apple IIe stuff. I'm really surprised on how much the printers, all that stuff is worth. I would never sell it, but I'm shocked how much people want for old computers. They're not even like anything important on those ones. All right. Or like I had this crossbow and I thought it was the most rare thing on earth. No, I'm sorry. It's what's it called? Compound bow. I thought it was so rare. It was from the 70s. It had always been in my house. I went on eBay. Man, you can get one right now for $5. And it's a real life compound bow. And I still use that thing all the time. And it's after all these years, it still works. But I thought it was rare, but it's not. Is my whole point. And I laughed when I saw the price for that thing because it is like a coveted item in my house. But again, it's I love that thing and I don't care if it's not rare. It's something that I absolutely love. And because I have a place where I can go and shoot arrows, I use it all the time. All right. Oh man. Do you know what's so funny? I have really been getting myself lately with these safety pins, but I have a ton of band-aids in this room, but it makes me laugh. Even with my glasses on, I'm still getting myself. Beautiful. Okay. Thought I lost the other arm. I'm going to steal that, Joy. My name's Tucker, not Sucker. I love the look on people's face because I have this really like I have a threatening look. I do. I know I do. And that's okay. I wear glasses. I wear black every day. I dress like Sons of Sewing. I get it. But then when I open my mouth and I'm like, hi, you could see people completely being disarmed, But like it just shocks people when I'm just deadpan and I tell them like, oh, I was born during the day, brother, but not yesterday. That is actually one of my many lines that I tell people. And because I constantly work with cash, it makes me laugh how many people do not get my joke when I say, hey, count that. I went to public school. And they're like, hey, I went to public school. Technically, almost everyone around here went to public school. Ugh. Maybe the era of just sad dad jokes are just over is what it is, and I haven't accepted it. All right, this arm is almost attached, but no one laughs when I say that anymore, and it's hilarious to me though. Perfect. Just have to make sure this is all the way around. In a really weird way, this vinyl is like really lining up with itself. Perfect. I'm already dreaming of all the places I'm gonna go. The funny thing is I might just go to a hotel where they have a giant pool and just go in the pool. Vacations are funny like that. Sometimes it's just the distance away from where you live is the real healing property of the vacation. All right. Let me move some things around and I will be ready to finish this shirt. Perfect. Perfect. But I figure after 4 years of me wolfing about going to Vegas and all my adventures I used to have, I might as well head back in that direction. And my Siegfried and Roy t-shirt is so faded, it's gray. I have a black Siegfried and Roy t-shirt. It has a Bengal tiger on the front. I wore that thing so much that it got faded. You got to wash your clothes, But so that's going to be on my list. I need a new Siegfried and Roy shirt. And I guarantee you I could find an old one. Man, I wonder where that shirt is. I might wear that while I'm shopping. Just to let people know I'm serious. I'm gonna have to write that down. That's gonna be on my list of things that I want to get. Is another Siegfried and Roy shirt. I wonder if they have any old David Copperfield shirts. I saw David Copperfield when I was like, I don't even remember how old I was, but I remember being like, how did he make a building disappear? Whoa! I was a kid, And then as an adult, I went and saw David Blaine, and it's not a secret, so I'm not giving away any secrets. He makes you sign waivers saying if you see anything, you can't say like, oh my gosh, this is completely fake. But you didn't hear that from me. All right. Let me move some of this stuff off. I'm trying to think. David Copperfield didn't make me sign any disclaimers. Of course, it was the late 80s. Yeah, you know what? Now that I think about it, David Copperfield definitely did not ask us to sign a disclaimer, but David Blaine did. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Not David Blaine. It's Chris Angel. Chris Angel was the one that made us sign the disclaimers. All right. That is a terrible way of trying to take that off. Oh man, this shirt is stiff. This thing could definitely stand up on its own. But this has a vinyl backing, so this shirt is going to be hot. And I'm not saying that in the Paris Hilton sense either. Okay. All right, singer heavy duty, do your duty. Or not. I have to say, I'm not going to say it. This machine sounds decent. And for something I paid, 30 something bucks for, 20 something bucks, I have to go look at the video. Somebody just did not like this machine. Or they got something better. But as far as a backup machine goes, this thing is solid. Perfect. You could fall asleep wearing that, and maybe you'll not fall down if you make matching pants. I like that. I do get so exhausted I randomly fall asleep places. That's why I wear really big hats. So I can just have a siesta at any moment. I'm kind of not kidding. Oh, right. That reminds me, I'm gonna have to buy like a Stetson or something because they don't sell the cheapy deepy cowboy hats anymore. And I understand it's a sign of the times. Like, I get it. Everybody's got to make money. But those felt ones that I would just destroy, they really don't sell them. And if they do, it's not they're not cheap anymore. They want real prices for felt. And felt used to be looked down upon, and now they're charging the same price that they would for something that's all buckram. So even the cowboy hat, even cowboy hats are being affected by the economy. But I thought that was the strangest thing how, because I run through cowboy hats because I work outside, I do real cowboy stuff. And they save your skin. Literally, they save your face. But, it's just they're not necessarily cheap anymore. To get a cheaper type of cowboy hat, you need to go to a rodeo, but even like in a place like in downtown Los Angeles, we have markets that rival Mexico City, that rival Rome, just places that I've seen where it's just sprawling markets, and even there, it's overpriced. And now there's this weird hat. It's a wide brim hat. It's really popular. I don't know the name of it, but I see it everywhere. It's like a really popular hat. I see a lot of people wearing it. It's not a cowboy hat, but it's a really wide brimmed hat. It's almost like dressy. It's kind of classy. They sell, because I kind of want one. They sell them downtown as well, but they're expensive. Though, like, I grew up on Multi-Meal and I grew up on house brand, so I'm not snobby when it comes to buying a bootleg. But it just makes me laugh how now bootlegs are just as expensive as the original now. I really wanted this fake Fendi sweater, and I asked the lady in downtown, like, "Hey, how much is this?" And she's like, "It's $200." And I was like, "Where am I?" And I asked her in Spanish, I was like, "Is this fake?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's fake. It's still $200." A boat hat. Let me look that up. It's called something, and it drives me crazy because I see it everywhere. It's just become weirdly popular. But because I have such a ginormous head, I have to take that in consideration. So not all hats are created equal. And that was really... It's very much in that style. It's a flat, it's a stiff hat though. Oh, those are cool. I kind of want one. I need to get off. I need to get off of Amazon. Boat hats are cool, Ollie. I kind of want a boat hat now. They're in that style, but they're completely felt. And they're really popular. Really popular. I didn't realize the power, because I know someone who watches a lot of Bravo television, and I didn't realize the power of advertising until I saw one of those hats on the show, and then a week later I saw my mom wearing one. And that's the power of advertising right there. All right. But they're universal because I see more men wearing them, but women wear them too. They're just big hats. Oh, I kind of want a boat hat now. I want a boat hat. Perfect. All right. I need coffee. All right, I'm gonna put the shirt on in a second. So I will. Oh man, this is gonna be so tight. I will be here. I will be here for a little bit longer. I'm dreaming about the gourmet meal I'm gonna make in the kitchen after this. I have ingredients for all kinds of things. I'm thinking about making chili fries. I'm feeling real froggy, so I might as well jump. All right, let me check this. Perfect. Let me check this other side just to make sure that there's nothing falling through. Perfect. All right. Now this is the moment of truth. Let me switch my angle. This shirt's gonna be tight. I hope that isn't tight fitting. That kind of fabric doesn't look like it will stretch. I know you and I are thinking the exact same thing at the exact same time. You're either gonna hear tears, laughter, or I have to take my Slayer shirt off. It's extremely baggy. It's large even for me, and so I know it won't fit under here. Let's hope this is a vinyl shirt. Oh, that arm's gonna be stiff. Oh, but that print is beautiful. I'm gonna have to find a skinny model to put. Oh, I see a mistake that I can easily fix, which I will fix right now while I'm sitting here. Oh, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where did you go? There it is. Oh, that is easily fixed. I'm glad I caught that before I put it on. All right. Perfect. All right, let's try that again. All right, if you hear any ripping or screaming, that's me trying to get my head through the head hole. Oh man, I got a giant head. Oh. Okay, so I think as long as I don't sit down. Hold on, let's get the wide angle. This shirt is beautiful, first off. But this is Frankenstein stuff. Let me walk back to the microphone. I love the way this looks, though. You know, I was definitely this has me reminiscent of a 1990s design. I love the print. I love how this came out. The material is stiff. It is like stiff. I don't even need starch for this. Do you know what? I don't want to make this into a tunic, but this might get made into a tunic. I might cut the size just a little bit so I can get in my pockets. just a little bit. Thank you, Joy. Thank you. I like the way it looks. I really like the way it looks. I don't know. I might not add a hood to this. You know, I put a hood on everything. I might keep this as is. I might just even out the neck and keep this as is. I have a giant head. And so I gauge everything when I make something. Can I get my head through the head hole? Is the main thing. Oh, that's hilarious. It looks good, but the stiffness is harsh. It is harsh. Perhaps the fabric is for an outdoor furniture. I think this is drape material. I think most of what I buy is drape material. The thing with this guy is definitely a third party vendor, and he probably buys just giant bales of fabric. And I think a lot of what he gets are drapes. Because when I made that one coat where I was in the gym, as I'm like tooling around in the gym, I put the hood on. After washing it 3 times, it still smelled like cigarettes. Oh, this is warm. Oh, this is warm. This is really starting to heat up. This could be good workout gear. It's got that swishy sound. Oh, that is funny. I wonder if this is flame resistant. I'm gonna wear this at work. If this is flame resistant, I'm gonna wear this at work. Oh, the pattern going horizontal was the way to go too. Thank you. Thank you. And I even matched the arms, and I didn't even do it on purpose. But the arms are actually going in the proper direction. And I have a real problem with that. I won't even sit here and pretend like I don't. Sometimes it's not even a lack of concern or care. It's just that I have a wacky style. So if my stripes are going in a different direction, it doesn't bother me necessarily. And I really didn't even notice that until I started streaming online, and people were like, "Are those stripes going in the same direction?" Sometimes they are, and sometimes they're not. Oh, that's hilarious. It's definitely time for a coffee break. Definitely. I'm trying to with each project, I'm trying to improve on my sewing and what I do. And so I'm learning with this, I should have given myself a little bit more space, because it's not even that I'm bigger here, it's I'm bigger back here. So I'm probably going to turn this into a tunic. I'm probably going to cut it down to here. And sometimes I overestimate how big I am because I wear such baggy shirts. I go on that scale, and I have a long torso, but it is not all the way down here. Definitely. Definitely. And I actually like that look. But that's me and my weird pirate core. I really like that look. Like that sweatshirt that I recently made out of drapes. I've been wearing that. With the side cuts, it's perfect. And with the alien head, everybody is like, "Where did you get that?" I love that question. When people are like, "Where did you get that?" But I'm definitely down. I'm definitely down to improve on this. All right, here's the test. Here's the test. Okay. I'm glad I didn't sit there. You would have heard a rip if I sat down with this thing. Oh, that's hilarious. And also, oh man, that's red. That is red. And the top cut is oddly at a really good place. I love how this came out. I'm going to start putting a Starfleet insignia on everything I make. I threw my vape away 3 weeks ago, and I want it now. You're better off for it. You're better off for it. I've been struggling with smoking since I was 12 years old. and I'm in my 40s and I can barely breathe. I actually had this conversation recently. When I was in my 20s, I moved to Portland, Oregon. Well, yeah, in my early 20s, I lived in Portland, Oregon. And my second year there, I quit smoking. I quit smoking for an entire year. And some days I'm like, man, I should have continued. But I started smoking again, and I didn't quit again for another almost 10 years after that. I was in my 30s when I quit smoking nicotine. And vaping is worse than smoking. At least that's in my skewed view. We say all of these excuses, but it's all bad for you. None of it is healthy. None of it is good for you. But at least we don't day drink like the English. I'm saying that to be funny, but it's the only place I've ever seen where people are drinking at like noon. Only vaped about 6 months. Was it something that you were compulsively doing? Because that's the problem. It's not necessarily what you're doing. It's the fact that you're doing it over and over and over and over. And that's when it starts grabbing you. Quit smokes 9 or 10 years ago. You know what's really funny? You and I kind of probably quit around the same time. It doesn't feel like that long. I think about certain things, like I haven't smoked in a very long time. I haven't had booze in almost 12 or 13 years. And the funny thing is, I don't even think about it. It's never a part of my day, but it's just so weird to me. I noticed I was doing it more and more. Absolutely. See, that's the problem. I had to stay away from the vapes at the dispensary, man. Those things utterly and completely put me down, and I couldn't breathe. 2 or 3 years ago on a live stream, I'm just huffing one of those things, and I seriously see myself going like this. They are just bad for you. Absolutely bad for you. This shirt is, I love this shirt, but this thing is stiff. This definitely is Star Trek futuristic. Like, this makes me look like I'm in Deep Space Nine. This makes me look like I'm hanging out with Jake Sisko. I like this shirt. I do, even though this is drape material and it's super stiff. But I think if I wash this a few times, it's probably going to get loose, because the sweatshirt that I recently made, it's just like this. It's really stiff, but it's starting to loosen up the more and more I wash it. Maybe the fabric softener is working. Star Trek holiday vibes, totally. This is like the kind of shirt when they tell you to go on leave, and you're like, but Captain, I don't want to leave. And they're like, Jordy, go to Risa. This is the shirt that you're wearing on your way to Risa. Or if you're in one of those weird obscure bands that they always had on the ship, they always had some weird band. Which I'm not dogging, I just want to be a part of it. I'm going to call this one definitely a victory. You know, people choose to do all kinds of nefarious things on a Saturday night. I choose to sit here and make clothes and mind my own business. Probably when the live stream's over, I'm going to make something, but I'm also going to be doing laundry. I have to attack the middle bedroom. I have issues with black t-shirts. My wardrobe's out of control, and I bought more today, so I have to keep cleaning in that sense. Wow. You know what's really funny? I did not think I'd be going this long tonight. I'm trying to keep my streams a little bit shorter, but I like to waffle. And make extremely stiff shirts. But I'll be back at it on Monday For sure, I'll be back at it on Monday. Like I said, I need a vacation. Mr. Sewing needs a break. I definitely need, and I need a good drive. And I've been talking about eating a Euro out in Baker for 4 years now. So it's definitely time. But, I've been going for 2. Hey, if you want to hop on, let me know. We'll go. But I got my stiff shirt going. How's it going, Rashawn? Great to see you. Great to see you. Don't wear this vacation shirt in the desert. It'll melt. This shirt is hot. This shirt is hot. I laughed when I turned it over and I saw it was vinyl. I was like, uh-oh. Because that's one of the reasons I didn't make the other shirt. How's it going? How's it going? Because I knew vinyl was gonna be hot. This makes me look like I'm on Deep Space Nine, though. This makes me feel like I'm in Star Trek. This is definitely a Jake Sisko or a Ben Sisko t-shirt. This is, man, I'm falling in love. I am slowly falling in love with this. You know what? I'll definitely gonna have to. I'm in bed, but I'm definitely gonna have to just hang one day. You're always invited to hang out. I'll go a little bit longer. Rashad, you got me going with that bear thing. You did. So now I reference everything like I'm a bear. I'm a bear. And I've had to explain it to everybody. So that debate is raging in Southern California. But I'm excited. I have this weird I'm like weirdly optimistic. I'm messing. Get your ass. Oh, no worries. No worries. I'm looking forward to my impromptu vacation. I probably am gonna live stream. I just need to find a place that has decent Wi-Fi. The one thing about most hotels is they say, "Oh, we have perfect Wi-Fi." They don't. They don't. The bear is hilarious, and it's a good conversation to have to see how freaked out people are in general. It's weird. It's weird. I as a bear, I live in my own cave and I mind my berry business. So I don't know all the new ins and outs of society. Oh, whoops. They never have great Wi-Fi. It's really funny. As you're driving down the highway, they have all these advertisements. Oh, we have the best Wi-Fi here or there. No, I used to stay at what's called county line state line all the time. And Nevada, at most of their state lines, they have casinos. And California is no different. So the California state line, I used to go there all the time. And it was, and it's a good launching point because it's an hour outside of Vegas. So if you don't want to deal with necessarily the craziness of Vegas, you can go hang out, but then come back to the middle of nowhere. State line, they always advertise they have the best Wi-Fi. They have the worst. In all the rooms, you have to be near the door. So you'll be walking down the hallway. You can hear people on their phones just standing near the door. Oh, they're the worst. See, now I'm talking about traveling, man. I have been bit by the bug, but I'll be back at it on Monday. The one place I stayed in had working Wi-Fi in the bathroom. It was hilarious. Always taking the laptop in the toilet. See, that's what I'm saying. It drives me crazy. Because of that crummy Wi-Fi, I don't stay at that hotel. It's a weird requirement, but as a modern human, a lot of the stuff we do is on Wi-Fi. Oh man, I will be back at it on Monday as always. I hope everybody has a great weekend. check out Phoenix Electra's circus. She'll be having the circus tomorrow. I'll be back at it on Wednesday. My Wednesday stream is still up in the air, but you know, we'll see what happens. If I find a place with Wi-Fi, I'll do it. But a real reason is too, I don't want to carry too much stuff to get my car broken into. But like I always say, I'll see you guys on Monday. Thank you so much to everybody who was here, especially Joy and Alibaba. I absolutely thank you, Rashawn. I absolutely thank you, Kilroy. I'll see you guys on Monday. Until then, like I always say, reinforce your seams, be yourself, and I will definitely see you next time.